Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dragoonster. Here we are with the models since you can see some have been built up. These guys are on their bases now. Finished all the colours. He's got a yellow flame. I'm sure there's better ways of painting it, but alright. I find that the yellows have been very watery. I mean, as are the whites. I assume that's because of the because they're lighter pigment, they don't have as much in them, so they're more watery. I don't know. So yes, I think these guys are now done. So we've got our Hanoverian Jaegers with their dark green and the. I mean, I've done white straps instead of the buff I did for the infantry over there. That's just because I was already using white. We've got Friedrich von Ottendorf, who's the Hanoverian general officer, whatever. He's got his yellow strap on his hat. I was doing that yesterday, along with a few other bits and pieces. Kind of touching up these other guys. William Fawkes, our artillery officer, with some kind of spotter type person, because I thought this would be a bit of a rubbish-looking base just with him on. It'd be very big. He's got his umbrella. The actual Waterloo set suggests doing him as an infantry officer, because that's what he's actually made as and based on, with the red coat. But I thought if I'm going to be doing a lot of artillery, which I might be, I should get an artillery officer to go with them, because I already had 3 infantry fellows. So then we've got our artillery piece based now on its base, so everyone's kind of split up. You can tell it's probably meant to have a 4th guy here, but whatever. That's just what I've done to put him over here with Bill Fawkes. So yes, I'm not sure if I've stuck this on properly because it doesn't look quite right, but I don't know. So yes, that's what I've been doing. Now I've not received some extra bits. I have ordered more stuff. One of my friends played Warhammer way back. I think still does play Warhammer Fantasy. So he had a lot of Empire, and the Empire are based on the kind of the German mercenaries, the Landsknecht, I think, from 30 Years' War. So we've been playing a little bit of Pike and Shot, which is like the 2 centuries before this. So I've actually ordered some of them to go with the horde of British Napoleonics and French Napoleonics and Russian Napoleonics, and then the various bits around the table, and then the more British Napoleonics. So I might start doing work on that, because we have actually been playing games. I am bubbling with him. So in Britain at the moment, you can't normally go and meet people in their homes, but if you socially bubble, because you're living alone, like I do, then you can socially bubble and meet them indoors. So we've played a couple of games of Pike and Shot, so I might do that. So these guys I might still do some painting for them and work through them, but I'm going to try and prioritise Pike and Shot so that we've got an army. And then, depending on what he says, I might ask him about recording one of our games for you guys. Now, I can actually use this probably as a light gun for that. I can use those guys over there, the infantry I've already done, as handgunners. So if I build these guys up, I've got quite a few units of handgunners for that period. Although they're obviously not wearing the right uniform or whatever, but I mean, I can use them across. The rules are very similar. Like, you still roll to do the command, and it's a 4+ to hit, etc. So I was actually kind of expecting. I've recorded this a bit later than I normally would, because I was expecting that to show up, those bits to show up today, so I could have shown you guys what I've got. I mean, basically, I've just ordered 1 box of infantry and 1 of cavalry from Warlord. But as I said, I've already got 1 artillery piece I can probably get away with using, and my 2 infantry guys over there, and then these, which I've already said. So we might have a slight pivot to some kind of older stuff, potentially. But I can use the officers, because they're basically the same. I might be able to use these Hanoverian Jaegers. So a lot of the stuff I've already done, I might be able to get away with using anyway. But considering I think there's a limit on how many handgunners you can have, because the main units you would use that they're using this time were pike. It's pike and shot, so you kind of want to balance between those. So I'll need to get some pikemen or spearmen or something to kind of balance these guys out for that period. But then eventually I'll get back to finishing these guys off. Yeah, I was hoping to have the, because I got some supplement. I got the 30 Years War, was it Devil's Playground? I ordered that with everything. Well, both of them, and the King one, the English Civil War one. And I was hoping that they'd be arrived and I could at least plan out an army and then be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. But it's not arrived, so I can't plan. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen this week. I think I will probably try out the 2 battalions, the Hanoverians versus the British, because they've each got 1 line infantry and then they've got an officer. So British, the Royal Artillery, and the Hanoverian. He's got his green. He's very green. So he's probably a colonel of the 7th Hanoverian, and then we've got our Hanoverian Jaegers to balance out the artillery. I don't know if they balance out. They might be very different point values. I don't know. I could look that up. But yes, so next time we might have another battle report that's slightly bigger and potentially better than the other one. So I must say that having done the pike and shot ones, the games of pike and shot, they've been more interesting because we've had more units rather than just 1 like we did for Black Powder. But we will see what happens next time when I do that battle. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.